Hey guys, Max here. Blizzard just released new information regarding World of Warcraft Season of Discovery Phase 2. In this video, we're going to quickly go over the big topics, and then I will leave a link in the description below so you can check out all the little nuances that they teased about with loot and runes and things like that. First thing that they talked about was the raid. It's Nomargon that they teased last year. It's a 10-man raid. It's got 6 bosses. The last raid had 7, so we're short a boss this time, but hopefully it's more involved. They do tease a little bit about the bosses. For example, this one has like a crowd that watches you, and they talk about the crab pummeler being moved to a different location. Here's some new loot that they're kind of teasing. You can pause the screen and take a look at it, or look at the link in the description below. And then they also add some fun little items here. Transform yourself into a trog, things like that. Item sets, pay attention to this. There's breastplate, leg plates, and boots. I made the mistake last phase where I chose blacksmith and I went for the chest, and the chest has 1% hit on it, but then the warrior set also gives 1% hit. So had I gone leatherworking, I would have been able to get that extra 1% hit bonus. So plan out your professions and look at this at the same time, and maybe that'll be beneficial for you depending on your class and role. They also talked about tokens being dropped in the raid. For example, I think this power deleted boots is the token. So if you're having a hard time getting a specific piece to drop and this token drops, then you'll be able to get it a little more quickly. I think there was a big problem with that. For example, the leather helmet in Black Fathom Depths, that was pretty rare for my raid team. So nice quality of life change there. There's some dungeon updates here. You will find these, I guess, in regular dungeons, but they're little books or skills that you can learn. I think redirect was the one for rogue, where you can switch targets with your combo points. That's really nice. I bet rogues are going to love that. Enhanced blessings, I'm guessing maybe that's some type of paladin thing that will extend the duration of your blessings. And then maybe the shaman one, drop all of your totems or recover them all at the same time, drop them quicker, maybe something like that. I'll quickly list off all the druid abilities because I think they're all named after abilities that are in future games. Druids are getting, Eclipse, King of the Jungle. Paladins are getting Sheath of Light, Guarded by Light. Hunters are receiving Melee Specialist and Trap Launcher. That's actually pretty cool. They can fire traps in combat. Warriors are receiving Rallying Cry and Blood Surge. Rogues are receiving Shuriken Toss and Master of Subtlety. Priests are receiving Mind Spike and Pain of Suppression. That's a juicy one. Warlocks are receiving Invocation and Dance of the Wicked. Mages are receiving Missile Barrage and Chronotastic Preservation. And lastly, Shamans are receiving Maelstrom Weapon, Spirit of Alpha, and Two-Handed Mastery. These are not all of the runes. Blizzard said that these are a sneak peek. But take a look at the runes here. They say that engraves your belt and engraves your boots. So that's 2 item slots that we're going to be getting new runes on. I have seen some data mines on helms and another piece. I can't remember what it was. But Josh Greenfield said that the data mine information is not all of it's going to be released. Some of it is test for them on the back end. So for right now, they have confirmed we are getting belt and rune. If I had to guess, we're probably getting 3, 4, or 5 of each on each slot. If they do go wild and add helm, and I think shoulders was the other one, that'd be pretty neat. But I don't know if we're going to get 20 runes for the next phase. But they could surprise us. PvP updates, beware of the Blood Wolf. This is primarily in Stranglethorn Vale. It's for 30 minutes every 3 hours. And they talk about here, they basically say that you'll be punished if you're in a raid group. I'm assuming that means you won't be able to collect the new tokens. So it looks like the meta is going to be running around with a 5-man group or multiple 5-man groups that are not in a raid. And then you'll collect tokens and you'll be able to buy the new gear. They tease at some of the new gear, for example, this epic mace and this epic ring. And then there's 2 new mounts for this PvP event. I saw the gnome riding both of the mounts, and I was wondering if we were going to get a choice of either one. But it says 2 new faction agnostic mounts, so I don't know if maybe they were just using the same model just to show somebody riding it. But that'd be pretty cool if Alliance had access to the Raptor and Horde had access to the Tiger. The Alliance had the Black Tiger and Ashen Veil, so that'd be kind of boring if it was a reskin, but who knows, we'll see. Another PvP update. This is primarily for Warsong Gulch and perhaps the Arathi Basin. There's been a lot of feedback on Reddit and the World of Warcraft forums. A lot of people are upset that they're queuing into pre-mades a lot and just getting stomped. And so Blizzard is essentially doing where if you queue with 5 or less, then you will most likely be queued with 5 or less on the other side. That's not a guarantee. So if it's pretty slow at night, then you might still get queued against a pre-made. And then if you're queuing with 6 or more, then you will most likely get queued against another pre-made. So that's really interesting. I think that's a big W there. And then Ashenvale updates, they're switching it to 3-hour timer. And then the weekly buff that you get from Ashenvale, that will not work at level 40. So you won't have to worry about backtracking and getting that for your Nomergon raids. Profession updates, they tease a little bit of it here. You can pause the screen and take a look or check out the description below. One note on this is that alchemists and enchanters are getting some really neat buffs. So historically it's been, blacksmithing, leatherworking. They get the fun craft armor pieces, things like that. And alchemy and enchanting, they kind of get shafted in most early World of Warcraft expansions. But this is a nice little change. So check that out if you're interested. And then lastly, no more GJKP runs. This was wild. I'm indifferent on this. I'm really curious to know what you think. Comment down below and tell me what you think, if you're against this or for it, if you're happy, if you're sad. But essentially, GDKP runs are not going to be allowed going forward in Season of Discovery. There has been a blue post with additional questions. This is only for Seasonal Discovery. They're not doing it for the hardcore. They're not doing it for Wrath Classic or Wrath Kata. It's just an experiment for this. They said they're going to closely monitor this. The Reddit and the forums have exploded with controversy on this. It's a really interesting read. There are, of course, trolls and things like that, but some people do make good points on both sides. So really curious to see if this cleans up the real money transactions and makes gold a little more valuable in Seed of Discovery, but time will tell. And that's it. If you feel like it deserved a like, smash the button down below. If you don't, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate your feedback just to try and improve on these videos. And that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.